I am
outside
with
of Toronto. A small town outside of Toronto.
the Wild Goose Pagoda. The Xi'an temple in the south of Xi'an city, Xi'an city, which is today Xi'an, in 652 of the Tang dynasty. Saint Master Xuanzang is a monk Chipitaka who went to India and mastered Sanskrit and further brought Buddhism to China. The classics he brought. He also translated some of the Chinese classics into Sanskrit. The main purpose of this construction is to preserve the Sanskrit classics related to Buddhism. In this tour we have two guides, Carrie and Fiona.
Okay, come together here. And later, the animals collected from the Yunnan soil.
The pagoda is 64 meters high. Tang dynasty was from 618 to 907 BC. Monk Tipitaka spent 17 years traveling in India. He was a prince before, starting at age 25 and died at age 75.
And is this the only pagoda we're going to see today?
This is faith. See the place where they can put their knee and worship. This is the interior ceiling. The bronze statue of Amitabha cast during the Ming dynasty, which is shown inside, is about 1.5 meters high. Amitabha means immeasurable light or immeasurable life, and is thus known as Buddha of immeasurable life. He is the founder of Sukhavati, which is Western paradise in Sanskrit. Thus you see a lot of Sanskrit. This is the actual statue, Amitabha. A close-up of this reconstruction. I'm going up the pagoda. Again there are multiple stairs, a 7-story, only steps, not for the special person. I'm taking from the first level. Mahayana and Hinayana are the two divisions of Buddhism. Mahayanas do not eat meat, Hinayanas do. The Hinayana monastery here ran out of meat. Then they prayed to Buddha. A goose fell on the ground, dropped dead. They realized, then became Mahayanas after this incident. Hence this pagoda is called Wild Goose Pagoda. Another view from the first level of the pagoda and the panoramic view of the city. Inside this level there are beautiful paintings on the wall. Better view at the second level. From the second level I'm seeing more of this beautiful construction. From the third level things look even better. This is on the third level. The steps are getting more narrower. This is the Chinese Buddhist mantra, very melodious. This is the Monk Xuanzang, and that is the route he took to visit India. These are the sculptures that he bought. These are all replicas, but unfortunately the outer cover are all in Chinese and not Sanskrit. This is another sketch of the monk. This is not the museum, this is just the junk store. The quality is impressive. This Buddha looks like that one in Saranath. Another jade tourist trap. Every country I go, they say their jade is the best in the world. Thailand, Myanmar, now in China. Beijing did the same thing. This is impressive.
At least I need about 2 to 3 years.
One correction I have to make is during the early Tang dynasty in 629, Master Xi'an traveled westward from Xi'an along the old Silk Road to India for Buddhist sculpture. He returned to Xi'an in 645 BC, correction AD, and then built the expensive big wild goose pagoda of Dachi temple. That's how he looked like. Early before 119 BC, a trade route began to develop gradually, starting from today's Xi'an and reaching directly to the Mediterranean Sea, with the silk as the leading source of trade. It was later called the Silk Road. From the year of 25 AD, during the East Han period, Indian Buddhism was introduced into China eastward along the Silk Route. This fits into Ashoka's son, who later developed it, and looks like that not before the 1st century AD Buddhism entered China. Banpo site. The Banpo Museum is a replica of a primitive Neolithic society that existed in a classless manner on the banks of the Yellow River, and it was a typical complete clan commune in the material society. Now this is a replica of this 6,000 or 7,000 year old back civilization of China. This is the way that was built, and it existed 6,000 or 7,000 years back. Some pottery. Some of this looks to be real, where this was found, and one can see the human skeleton, and the other one was like a model. This is a water bottle made of terracotta with a gravity effect, so that when the water fills a certain level, it will automatically tilt so that water won't spill. One correction, this is not a model but a real one, and around the site they put this construction to preserve and to show. These are all archaeological excavations, a real site. These are of course the models of the living quarters. Pottery making. Into the oven which reaches 800 final stage. This was excavated in 1953 when they tried to build a power plant, then they found it. As a result, the power plant was never built here. This is the outside of the Banpo Museum. I just filmed. Zun is the oldest folk instrument, quite similar to Ocarina from South America in China. It is developed from its embryo, the earthen whistle, which was invented by Banpo people 6,000 years ago. It looks like this. This is the replica of the Xi'an warriors that are made for marketing, and this lady is so talented with the precision that she is able to make. And as an example of the finished product, one can see the precision in which she has made, especially the details of the hair. The art of Chinese carpet making with silk. She uses different threads and puts it together. She has a blade that's pretty sharp and long. The showroom looks pretty impressive. This is a Xi'an special noodle making. Must have learned from the pizza guys. In Terracotta Warrior Museum, and this is a crowd. The traffic was terrible and there is no police control of the traffic for the chaos. The mausoleum of the first king, Emperor Xi'an. Unified China of about 7 provinces in 3rd century BC or so, but wanted a mausoleum and employed thousands of workers to create these terracotta warriors with a general, major and ordinary soldiers, and it was kept a secret. It all got buried. In 1974, when some peasants were digging a well, this was found, and subsequent excavation revealed over 20,000.
Here you take it.
There are over 8,000 full-sized various soldiers and horses, and more than 100 chariots have been excavated. There was also over 100,000 bronze weapons unearthed, including a big chariot. However, they buried except 1,000 warriors and horses for a better preservation. Now this is the museum, and one is walking through to see the museum, and there's a huge crowd. There's also the golf cart for some people who have trouble walking to see it all. Since Xi'an, when the museum was completed, all the workers were killed to maintain the secrecy. One reason for this huge crowd, I was told, is October 1st to 8th is a national holiday, and more Chinese citizens take a vacation and go sightseeing. This is the entrance to the actual museum. Weapons in pit number 1. These are terracotta warriors. There are several of them, as one can visualize the vastness of this. Each one is numbered. I don't know whether they were all standing up when they were found. Each face is different. As we enter through this area, one can also see the mountains behind, and there are 3 major buildings. This is the building 1. Building 2. And the building 3 or museum number 3. This is the second museum building. I'm not impressed with all the broken pieces, but they have done such a marvelous marketing that thousands of people are visiting. Today I was told there may be about 100,000 people. In the third building, the museum, a huge terracotta soldier is made. He is a soldier because there is no kirita, and the hair gun is onto the right side. Bronze chariot and horses that are found near the tomb.
这两匹马呢叫擦马，擦马的这个人呢，中国两匹马呢，前方是长手，马原就是长的方向。
One can see the precision of the work. This is the second one. Again, it's pulling something. Because these are bronze, they are better preserved, not the terracotta. Of the 3, 2 soldiers and 1 gun, nobody is moving. Who is the real one? To tell the truth, please stand up. To top it off, I returned to the first building because it was very crowded before, and now I am seeing somewhat better. And this huge excavation. Still it's not clear where that Qin Hang emperor was buried. Only one is seeing this terracotta soldiers. From another angle, the soldiers are this level. In some pits there are some horses too. This is where the well was attempted before the whole thing was discovered. See the crowd going back. Boiled sweet potato. Going back. Nice fountain. Junk includes mink too. Some more nice junk. Pomegranate wine. These are the pomegranate wine. I don't know how it tastes like, but the fruit was very seedy and not that sweet. Umbrella
Pomegranates. I don't see anybody buying it.
lined up for several kilometers.
And sometimes
Possibly they don't have any other skill but try to sell
Very nice, yeah.
For the holiday.
Yeah, for holiday. Also for the
merchandising is the
we
simplest,
watch TV.
requires not much of a skill.
Very nice.
And this area grows large amount of pomegranates. For the number of vendors, buyers seem to be few. So there, this goes on and on and on.